It's a new trading week, guys. As you all know it, last week was a bad trading week for me. I took several losses. I had to take a brief moment of trading, call the rest of the week off, and then come back to the charts, refresh for this new week, right? One thing that I didn't do was to change my approach or change my strategy. And this is because I know my strategy has that edge. Right? It has been tested over and over and over again in different market conditions, and I know exactly how this plays out, right? So a good trading strategy or system is not limited to what buying and selling in a particular period of time, but also it must be able to sustain all market conditions, and then you must come out what profitably as a profitable trader. And that is why when you have a losing streak, you don't just jump and throw all the strategy away and go and look for something new. All you have to do is to come back the next week and do the same thing you're supposed to do, learn from your mistakes and never do them again. So with that being said, this week started with a bang for me on GBP USD on Monday. I caught an early setup on GBP USD, which I've been able to ride all the way down to Tuesday. And there are certain interesting things that happen that I'm going to be discovering or showing with you in this video. I'm going to tell you how I got it set up and how I was able to add positions professionally the next day. I was able to take advantage of the whole swing move. As you guys know, I like to catch my trades on the 4-hour time frame, but I'm also able to use the multi-time frame analysis to be able to get continuation trades the following day as well. So you don't want to go anywhere. You want to watch this video right to the end. Subscribe to this channel. Also turn on the post notifications so that anytime I put out a video like this, you'll be one of the first people to get notified, right? Also, you want to click on the link in my description to join the FOREX Telegram community. Why? Because I share trade signals there for free and also trading educational content or materials. So on Monday, I sent out this signal to the community as well, and lots of people made money alongside me whilst I was also making money. So without wasting much time, let's get straight to the chart. Pay attention, grab your pens, grab your notebooks, and also dive in deep with me as we dissect this market, right? So what we have here is GBP USD on the 4-hour time frame and a trade that I took for the week, right? So I'm going to go ahead and explain the confluence behind the trade, and then also subsequently tell you how I was able to find an additional entry on Tuesday morning. And then after that, I'll touch a bit on the fundamental that helped to facilitate this move as well. So GBP USD for me was in a nice uptrend on the 4-hour time frame, which means it was rallying up all the way through last week. So this week I was expecting a reversal. So what I like to do is to mark out my possible reversal areas, and then one of them is previous highs that the market has visited. So if you look at GBP USD very well, you can see that around 1.2884 price had a little rejection right here. So all I had to do was to put my horizontal ray at the highest point, anticipating a possible reversal or potential reversal in that zone, right? So as you know it, if this level is breached or this level is broken, what I can look for next is the next recent high, right? So to add to that, I realized that when price got there, price was playing nicely in that zone, but something also interesting happened in that same area. And if you look closely, you can see my trend line all the way up here. So now let's investigate and see the insertion of this particular trend line. You realize that it's a higher time frame trend line, or it's a monthly trend line. So when I go back on the monthly time frame, you can clearly tell that GBP USD has been in a massive downtrend all the way from October 2007. So this right here was the insertion of that major trend, and then we have point 1, and we had so many point 2s along the way. But if you watch my trend line video, I taught you about adjusting the trend line. Immediately a new turning point is formed, and that led to this being a point 2 currently, and then anticipating point 3 right here. So once price got there on the 4-hour time frame, I knew that was one of the things I was supposed to investigate when it comes to my confluences for this trade that I'm about to take. I don't take my trades on a monthly time frame. So what do I have to do now? I have to now go on the lower time frame, which is the 4-hour time frame, and look out for my confirmation. But what this simply meant is that this particular zone right there is a highly sensitive zone, because I have two confluences right there, a previous high, which is a resistance, and also a third touch of a trend line. Now if you look at this candlestick or price action carefully, somebody may say this trend line has been broken just because we have this candle piercing through this trend line. So when it comes to the way that I interpret a trend line, or I interpret a trend line being broken, right, I have what I call the breakout candle. So usually we've seen times with our numbers where the market will look like it's trying to break a trend line, and then subsequently coming all the way here. So I've been able to adjust my ways to be able to take advantage of these setups again. So for me, before I consider a trend line to be broken, I want to identify first my breakout candle, and then subsequently no candle should close above that breakout candle, right? So if you look here, this bullish candle is my breakout candle, and as far as I'm concerned, no subsequent candle should close above this bullish candle for this trend line to remain valid. That's the only thing right here. So, and if you look right here, it just broke it straight into the previous high, and then it started giving me the reactions for itself. So right from the highest point, no candle has been able to close above the range, and that makes it the reason why the trend line is still an active confluence for me, right? So now let's go to the mode of entry, and then when we finally took the setup. So all of this happened on Friday evening, but I will not be on this trade on Friday evening. So when the market opened on Monday, I was there price action some more, and then immediately I saw this bearish confirmation right here. I jumped in on a sell, pull my stop loss right above the range right here, and then I was targeting these lows for my take profit, right? So this trade has massive potential of going all the way down, but you also have to understand that it is one thing to know the general direction of the market, and it's entirely different to be able to make money, right? So you have to be very strategic when it comes to setting your take profit zones. So this place ideally was a realistic take profit zone for me, allowing me to capitalize on this particular market movement. So when I took my first entry, price was floating nicely, and then we had this original or initial movement, and then the day was over and price started consolidating till the next day. So when the next day came in, all I had to do was to go on the 15 minutes time frame, because I was looking to get on the continuation of this trade. So what exactly did I do? I just identified the correction that was trying to be formed right here, because already the trend on the 15 minutes time frame has been established, right? So all I had to do was to identify this pattern that was trying to be formed right here, and I was able to identify a rising wedge. So those of you who have not watched my chart pattern videos, you can just go on the channel and then watch the chart pattern videos. You know exactly what pattern is this, and then my mode of entry. So immediately I saw this, I knew that this was just going to be ready for the continuation as well. But instead of waiting for the breakout to take the trade, I actually went in quite early. I took my entry somewhere around here, particularly because I was already in massive profit, and also the risk on this particular second entry was quite minimal. So usually if I take this sell trade right here, there's no need for me to go and put my stop loss all the way on the highest point of the 4-hour time frame. I can just put my stop loss right above this range right here, because it is this particular day trade that I'm trying to catch. So right there, I took my trade, and the market was already in my favor. So I was already in some massive profits, or I was already in some good profits before the CPI came in at exactly 12:30 p.m. Ghana time. So at 12:30 p.m. we had the CPI, we have fundamentals on the USD, and then this was a classical case of fundamentals aligning with technicals, right? In the sense that when the fundamentals came in, they only indicated strength in the dollar, which meant subsequent selling pressure for currency pairs like GBP USD, SAUSD, and also Euro USD. And that subsequently resulted in my GBP USD trade going all the way back down, massively pushing this trade into further profit. I'm going to leave a screenshot somewhere in this video, and you're going to see the exact entries that I'm talking about. So this right here is how I was able to simply take advantage of this move. All I had to do was to take my time, wait for the right setup, and just like that, I'm already up about 100 pips on GBP USD alone, right? So there you have it, guys. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from this particular videos. I'm going to come away with more content soon, so kindly subscribe to this channel as well. Also, don't forget to smash the like button. It's going to help the video to do well. Do well to follow me on all social media platforms at RICK__FX, especially on Instagram and on Twitter. That'll be all for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.